We'll call this meeting to order of the Plain Township Board of Zoning Appeals for Tuesday, July 12, 2018. Welcome. The first item on the agenda is an attendance roll call, please.
Mr. Carpenter.
Here.
Mr. Beck.
Here.
Mr. Sutton.
Here.
Mr. Posadides.
Here.
Mr. Reichel.
Present.
And Mr. Saltz.
Here. And I'd like to introduce the members of the board. My name is Bob Souls. I'm chairman of the board. Next to me is Tim Reichel. He's the vice chairman. To my left is Demetrius Posadides, the secretary. And also with us is Jeff Sutton and Travis Carpenter and Richard Beck and Tom Farrar, zoning director. Has everyone had an opportunity to review the agenda this evening? Any changes or comments? Nothing. The agenda will stand as presented. There's also been a statement of duties that's been distributed, which we will forego from reading tonight. Has everyone had a chance to review the minutes from June 6, 2018 as prepared by Mr. Posadides? If so, the chair will entertain a motion to approve those minutes.
I make a motion, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Reichel, do I hear a second?
Second.
Mr. Sutton, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Carpenter. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Mr. Beck.
Yes.
Mr. Sutton.
Yes.
Mr. Posadides.
Yes.
Mr. Reichel.
Yes.
And Mr. Saltz.
Yes. All right, our first appeal this evening is appeal number 1269-18, applicant and owner Canton Construction Group, 2301 Whipple Avenue, Canton, Ohio, and Christopher Foltz, 6504 Market Avenue North. The applicant is requesting a variance to place a 27-foot 10-inch by a 10-foot 6-inch, 292.22 square feet addition to a detached accessory building that's located at 6504 Market Avenue, North Canton. And that's pursuant to section 702.3 accessory uses in the building structures. A 5-foot setback is proposed, 10 foot is required, 5 foot is requested. So that's that appeal. I do have the fire department. Actually, I went kind of over a little bit based upon the agenda. But the fire department comments are they've reviewed each variance and no recommendations or suggestions regarding each appeal. Before we get started with the first appeal, is anyone here going to be speaking this evening? If so, would you please stand and raise your right hand? Do you swear affirm the information you're about to present is true and accurate to the best of your knowledge and belief?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. All right, let's go back to that appeal. Canton Construction Group, is there someone here to present this appeal? Seeing no one, maybe they'll be late. We will hold on that appeal for current and see if anyone does appear. So we will move on to appeal number 1270-18, applicant owner Betwill LLC, Terry Nolan, P.O. Box 9276, Canton, Ohio, and Bernard J. Shuck of 1024 Bridington Drive, Ravenna, Ohio. Applicant requests a variance to place an 8,230 square foot commercial building located at 1938 Whipple Avenue, Canton, Ohio. A 10-foot setback is proposed, 25 feet is required, and they're requesting 15 feet on the south side of the lot, and then a 15-foot setback proposed, 25-foot required, a 10-foot requested on the north side of the lot. Is there someone here to present that? Yes, sir. If you could please come forward and state your name and address.
Terry Nolan, 5380 St. Andrews Street, Northwest, Canton, 44708.
Mr. Nolan, if you can go ahead and present your appeal then.
Okay, I'm an amateur at this, so.
Oh, that's okay. So
The lot's about 26,000 square feet, and I think if you did all the setbacks, all you could build on there was about 4,000 square feet. So initially, I looked at 12,000 square feet, and I met with Mr. Farrar a couple times, and I've arrived at the fact that the minimum that we can do is around 8,000 square feet. So otherwise, it makes no sense. And even though the building is now going to be used for personal purposes, I mean, it has to be saleable in the future, and I recognize that. And, so
Okay.
that's the reason for, you know, I guess shortening the setbacks, for lack of better terms. It's a very narrow lot at 90 feet, and if I think, what were the normal setbacks on the sides?
25 feet.
Yeah, so you could only literally build a 40-foot wide building.
Okay. Anything further at this point?
I don't think so. It's just, I think it'd be a good location. We're only about 600 feet away in Jackson Township right now, but we rent, and we'd like to have something more that meets our needs
Okay.
and is a little nicer.
Is there anyone else to speak in favor of this appeal?
I'll speak in favor of it.
If there's anyone else who wants to speak in favor, you can feel free to come forward. If you want to speak, you don't have to.
No.
Okay. Is anyone here to speak against this appeal? All right, questions from the board? So you're going to use this as a family office and storage facility for personal property? Is that
Yes.
basically what it is?
Yes.
And when you say, what do you mean family office? What does that mean?
Well, I own Standard Printing. I'm getting ready to retire, and I've accumulated a number of things over the years, so I doubt that my wife wants me at home after working 70 hours a week for 40 years. So it'll just be a place to go. And the fellow that's going to do this with me, he's a car collector, so that's the reason for the garages.
You say the fellow that's going to go, will even go
Well-
in partnership with you or something, or what?
Yeah, we're friends, so.
Okay. And you plan to what, store some of your vehicles and
Yes.
equipment and cars and stuff?
Yes, exactly.
And essentially, in order to actually meet the requirements, you're basically saying, look, in order to do that, I'd have a 40-foot wide building, is that what you're saying?
Yes, and we need to go at least 2 cars deep, you know, so if you do that and you have a little workbench up front and stuff, you know, the 40 just doesn't work.
Won't cut it. When did you acquire the property?
Well, we have a $1,000 deposit on it with the other fellows named that currently owns it, because I explained to him that if we couldn't get a zoning variance, you know, it had no value to us.
Okay, so yours is contingent upon doing
Yes,
that?
yes.
Were any other areas considered other than this site?
Well, this popped up out of nowhere, and like I said, we're only 600 feet away, and it's level, which means we'll be able to drive cars directly, you know, into it, which is good for me. So, actually, we've been looking, Mr. Burrick's in the real estate business, and I don't know, we've been looking for a year to find something in that neighborhood.
Is it-
Because it's 2 miles from my house, and it's 2 miles from my friend's house in opposite directions.
Okay,
So it's kind of ideal for us.
so it's centrally located for both of you, and
Yeah.
as I read earlier, no business is going to be conducted out of this
No,
site?
there'll be no commercial enterprise.
No used car lot,
No.
since you're in the cars out front?
No,
Okay.
we don't need any.
High-priced used car lot, hopefully. How many cars are you looking to put in this building?
My friend has 10 cars.
And they're currently just scattered around, and is he going to bring them together?
Well, actually, they're in this building where, some of them are in this building where we're at now. But like I say, we rent and we'd like something nicer.
Any further questions from anyone on the board? If not, the chair will entertain a motion with respect to this appeal.
I'll make a motion. Applicant owner Betwell LLC, Terry J. Nolan, P.O. Box 9276, Canton, Ohio 44711, Bernard J. Shuck, 1024 Brittingham Drive, Ravenna, Ohio 44266. Applicant requests a variance to place an 8,230 square foot commercial building located at 1938 Whipple Avenue West, Canton, Ohio 44708. Parcel number 100007049, section 712.3 and 712.4 lot lines and yard requirements with a 10-foot setback proposed, 25-foot required, 15-foot requested on the south side of the lot, 15-foot setback proposed, 25-foot required, 10 feet requested on the north side of the lot, whereas the applicant has appeared in person before the board in an adjudication hearing on said application, the Plain Township Board of Zoning Appeals has duly considered this application pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 519414. I make the motion, the Board of Plain Township Board of Zoning Appeals to grant the following: a 10-foot setback proposed, 25 feet required, 15 feet requested on the south side of the lot, and 15-foot setback proposed, 25 feet required, 10 feet requested on the north side of the lot.
Second?
Second.
Discussion. I do have, just a few quick, there's a simulator that's referenced. What's the simulator?
Golf simulator.
So that's your personal thing to have a golf simulator for you guys?
Yeah.
And the separation with respect to the garage is why, and an additional, looks like another bathroom maybe or something like that?
Well, because I'm figuring my friend is gonna wanna have.
His own garage side?
Yeah,
your
yeah,
own
in the
side?
bath or in the shower, whatever,
Okay.
clean up afterwards. The story, I own a dump truck and a Bobcat, so he and I are kind of dissimilar.
I plan to, I guess, it's personal use, you're not running a business out of this or no? All right, no further questions.
Just to tack on to Mr. Souls, I noticed all these parking spots.
Well, we were told that those are required. I mean,
Okay.
my original design had 4 parking spots.
Yeah, okay.
And so,
You know,
I think what we say, I had that, we could do 19 minimum.
I think you've got a couple more than that's needed.
Yeah, so whatever the minimum is, we're into that.
that just lended to my mind that, wow, this is gonna be a business after all, because
No.
why would you have all these parking spots with,
No, we settle for the
Okay.
6 out front.
yeah.
And preferably, and I think it would, if there's a way around this, we have to have, I'd rather have grass, than asphalt, because, drainage just makes no sense.
I was looking at the future commercial use, once they're done with it and it goes for sale, it's gonna need those parking spaces.
Those parking
Or the
spots.
room for it.
Yeah, right, the room. Okay. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Beck?
Yes.
Mr. Sutton?
Yes.
Mr. Posilides?
Yes.
Mr. Reichel?
Yes.
And Mr. Solz?
Yes, subject to us all being able to use the golf center. All right, thank you.
And I can come out and look at the cars, because I'm the car guy.
All right.
He's a car guy.
Okay, appeal's been granted. Appreciate it. Good luck with your project.
All right.
When you get an opportunity, come on back to zoning so we can
Yeah,
get the paperwork done.
yeah, because I heard what was said, but I want to make sure that,
Okay.
okay. Yeah, I'll stop next week.
Okay.
But I'll call first.
All right, let's go back to appeal number 1269-18. Obviously, it's 6:15, no one is here. I guess I don't know if something happened or whatnot, but maybe we can have a motion to table this appeal. Kevin?
I will make a motion, Mr. Chairman, that we table it and try and find out through Mr. Ferrara what the circumstances are.
Is there a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Anything else to come before the board this evening?
No, sir, but I would like to have just a second with you after the meeting.
Certainly. And the next board zoning appeals meeting is August 8th at 6 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
Chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I hear a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, guys, thank you. Thank you.
Good night, thank you.
We off record?
Yes, we are.
We are.